Hi, my name is Robbie with Robert Mitchell OMB Photography, and today I'm going to tell you a little bit about my experience as an actor here in Atlanta, and then I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to kickstart your career as well. So I've been working in Atlanta as an actor for my entire adult life. In that time, I've done quite a bit. I've also worked in different positions. I've been casting associate, marketing associate. I've done arts administration for several different theaters here. And I've had the good fortune of working as an actor at most of the major theaters here in Atlanta as well, and several across the country as well. And then a few years ago, I heard through the grapevine that Atlanta was a really great place to be for on-camera work. So I decided that I would give that a shot. And really early on, I got some of the best advice that I would ever get in terms of an acting career. And that was, this is a marathon, not a sprint. So that means that you can't expect to get your headshots and get in a class and then be like, okay, I should be getting leading roles in all of these movies now. That's not how it works. It is a marathon. It is not a sprint. You always have to be constantly working, constantly learning, and constantly doing. And one of the biggest questions that I get in the studio all the time, I will have just finished a headshot session, and my client will ask me, okay, how do I get started in the acting industry in Atlanta? And I always tell them, well, the good news is two of the biggest things you have to worry about, you've already taken care of. You've got your headshots, and most importantly, you've made the decision. You've made the commitment to yourself that this is what you want to do and this is what you want to work for. So once you've made that decision, once you've got your headshots, you're already miles and away above the folks who are just like, I want to be an actor and I am just going to wait for that to happen. That's not the way it works. So what do? You can do a lot of things. The first thing that I would recommend doing is go ahead and set up your account on Actors Access. That's the platform that actors and casting directors use to find talent for projects. And that can be huge projects like a Marvel project. It can be a really low budget or even no budget project from time to time as well. So commercials and student films and things like that. So no matter if you are a seasoned actor of many, many years or if you're just starting out, there are things on Actors Access that you can audition for starting right away. So I highly recommend going ahead and getting on there. Next, you want to be sure that you are getting into some acting classes and get used to it because that is never going to stop. As an actor, you are always learning and you should always be in classes. Atlanta is very rich with a ton of really wonderful acting coaches and studios and classes. Some of my favorites are places like Drama Inc., Rob Mello Studios, Sarah Mornell Studios. There's a ton of choices here in Atlanta, so I highly recommend doing some searches, reach out to some friends that are in the industry and ask them, what's your favorite classes? What did you like about it? What did you not love about it? And just pick one and get in there and get to work. After you are in some classes, or maybe while you're in classes, you also want to start working on getting some footage. And you can do this in a couple of different ways. You can pay someone to do it. There's a great service run by a friend of mine. His name is Joseph Lavender. He runs Atlanta Speed Scenes. There's other services like this, but basically the way it works is you pay someone to write a scene specifically for you. That's going to be about a 1 minute to 2 minute scene, and it's specifically written for you based on the kind of roles that you want to act in. And then you get that footage and you put it on Actors Access. Now, a quick note about Actors Access that I didn't mention earlier. When you are submitting for auditions, the casting directors are going to see those submissions come in a specific order. So down at the bottom of the submissions are going to be people that don't even have a headshot and resume. It's just people that are like, I want to be in this project, please. So those people with nothing are going to be at the very bottom. Then above them is going to be the people that do have a headshot and resume. Great. Then above them is going to be people that have a headshot and resume and something that's called a slate shot. A slate shot is something that you attach to, like, you're individual headshots that you upload to Actors Access, and it should match it pretty much, and it's just you looking into camera and you delivering your name. It's just a quick way for them to see your body in a little bit of movement and hear your voice. That's all it is. And so that's going to be the people that have that and the headshot and resume going to be on the second tier. Then all the way up at the very top is going to be people that have their headshot and resume, they have their slate shot, and they have clips uploaded to Actors Access. Now those clips don't matter. It doesn't matter if those clips are from a project that you paid for, like you had a scene written and you put it up like that, or if it was a project that maybe you contacted the film students at SCAD or Georgia State or one of the universities that has a film program, because those people are always doing projects for a grade, so they're highly motivated to get that footage back to you and get it turned in for their grade. Another way that you can get footage is enrolling or participating in a 24 or 48 hour film festival. The way that works is you get a team, and then within 24 or 48 hours, depending on the festival, they write, produce, act in, and deliver a short film based on some criteria that would be given out at the beginning of the festival. So unless for some reason it doesn't get finished, you will get that footage as well. And then all of a sudden you're doing all of these things, and you're also auditioning for things that you can find yourself on Actors Access, and now you have some footage. You put that all on Actors Access, and now you're ready to look for an agent if that is something that you're interested in doing. There are tons of really amazing agencies here in Atlanta. I recommend just going onto Google, typing in Best Atlanta Talent Agencies, and just start there. You should check out their current pool of talent, if that's available to you on their website, and just kind of see, is there holes in here that I think that I can fill, or do they have a bunch of people that are in my age range that look just exactly like me? Maybe if that's the case, maybe I don't want to submit for that agency. But once you go through, you make yourself a list of all of the agencies that you want to submit to. Then you find out the way that they like to have their submissions come in, and you submit to them all. You submit to every single one of them. And some of the agencies in town, I'm personally with Classic Talent Agency. I've been with her for several years. Laura is wonderful, very, very happy. She keeps a client base of maybe around 200, so it's a smaller agency, so she's able to give more time to us individually, which I love. There's also larger agencies like People Store, Atlanta Models and Talent, Houghton Talent. There's Alexander White Agency, there's J. Purvis, there's East Coast Talent, there's Houghton, there's tons of agencies, and all you need to do is just go down the rabbit hole, do some searching, and submit to them all. And if you haven't heard back in 3 to 6 months, submit again. They're busy people. That doesn't necessarily mean that they don't want to have you as a client. They just may not have any room for you right now. So don't be discouraged if you don't hear anything back right away. Wait 3 to 6 months and submit again. And just remember that this is a marathon, not a sprint, and we are all always constantly working, always constantly learning. We're always constantly keeping our marketing materials, like our headshots, our resumes, our reels, our clips on Actors Access. We're keeping all of that up to date, and we are committed to this long term. So I hope that this was a little bit helpful for you today. If I can leave you with one thing, again, it is a marathon, not a sprint. Get to work, get learning, and enjoy being an actor here in Atlanta.